Welcome to the CFG GameCast, episode number 43, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics of the previous week. We stream a new episode on Saturdays and release it on podcast services like Apple and Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love and follow, like, or subscribe to any of the podcast services, or go to our website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex on the second seat. How are you doing, Lex?
I'm doing pretty good. Just been hanging out. I did take the last 2 days off because we're gonna do an arts and crafts stream tomorrow, maybe tonight, probably tomorrow. Just kind of been hanging out and relaxing because
Nice.
You need
Yeah,
it.
no man, like, it's funny. It's like it's been like what, 2 weeks in quarantine, I guess, for the most part, and I'm already going insane
Really?
with this. Well, I just can't stay in my house for long periods of time. I need to.
Me too.
You were no. I need structure is the biggest thing. It's like I can't just stay inside and just do nothing and just be doing nothing. So like I have to have some sort of process of like, being outside or a regimen of some sort. So like I had to reschedule my whole thing just to kind of
go pluck some weeds out front.
Active. Well, I live in an apartment. All I have is one giant.
Then don't do that. Go take a nice walk around the block.
That's what I've been doing. That is what I've been doing. Yeah. Then I've been trying to beat Persona 5 Royal again, get platinum. So that's just been nice. Crush. What you need to go with, but that's good. That's good. So you haven't been playing anything? Have you finally touched Doom?
Well, here's the problem. I gotta do a clean install on my graphics card. Games are playing, but there's room. I don't know what's going on. Adam can't figure it out either, so we're just gonna do a clean install, and just redo my C drive for the most part, which isn't really that much. But I've gotten Doom to open up and then it crashes. That's the only game that doesn't work because it says that it's updated my graphics card and that just one piece is like, I can't do it. And it gives up at 99%. And so all my games work except for Doom. But yeah, that was kind of a surprise for this week. But thank you.
That stinks. Yeah, well, hopefully with that. Yeah, hopefully that gets changed. So yeah, you need to play that. That game is that game. Like every time I see videos of that game, I'm thinking of you. That's what you definitely need to play that game. Yeah, all right. I'm just like, man, Lex would love this game. Definitely.
I can't wait. I mean, to be honest, look, I've had 4 brain surgeries. When I take a day off, and I'm like, guys, I'm just taking a day off. Usually, it's like I'm in bed and I feel like death. But you can only say that so many times, and so I took a couple of days off to just be in bed. And I needed it, and I got to snuggle with Dax a lot, which was nice. So that's kind of all I've been doing. And then tomorrow I'm going to make masks on stream. So if anyone needs a pattern or wants to make them at home, I can show you how to do that.
Nice, awesome. Yeah. Definitely look forward to that. Yeah, definitely.
If you need masks, $10. Because I'm out of fabric, so I'm cutting up my own shirts. So.
Oh wow. Yeah. That's cool. All right. And on the third seat, we got the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty on the third seat. What's going on, buddy?
Chilling. It has been, remember from last week, I said I was taking this week off, which was fantastic. I got caught up on my work projects. So it's been cool just taking the time, hanging out, gaming. Obviously, I got Final Fantasy VII. So I've been playing the crap out of that. I'm really enjoying that, but I'm not going to throw any spoilers or anything. I know that people are, still haven't had a chance to play it or haven't gotten through it. So I'm not that type of dude, but, yeah, this week really looking to focus on, doing some production stuff. For my stream, working on a couple other for the Las Vegas Review Journal, building out their stream, and hopefully this week streaming our recording of LAN parties. So we'll see about that.
Yay!
Yeah. So other than that, though, I'm just enjoying this break. I definitely, kind of like Lex was saying, I definitely needed just to kind of step back a little bit and chill out. And everybody's got, everybody's streaming right now too. So
I told him to take the break, guys.
Oversaturation.
So blame me.
Yes.
It's my fault. I was like, take a week. It's okay.
Oh, we have already blamed you. Yes.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, no, it's been good.
That's awesome, though. That's really awesome. Just wondering though, like, did you skip an episode of LAN Party this week, or did you?
No, we had an episode this week. It's actually been one of our most popular. We had our first, good day, good solid day when it came out and stuff. So it's steadily, that's been growing, and I think people are enjoying that. We're enjoying being able to do it. It's been a little different because of the. Us being remote, but again, I think it's also an opportunity to be able to introduce video and do some things and reach, people's eyeballs are there. So I think it's a good thing to do, and maybe we'll get some games in or something like that. So I kind of want to hopefully take a look at that and kind of build something out for what those streams will look like.
Okay,
How
that's
dare
awesome.
you, retro.
Yeah, that's very awesome. Yeah, definitely on the Final Fantasy. Let us know actually on this, because I was actually debating on this. We're obviously not going to stream it, and I know Smitty in our personal channels we're not going to stream it either. But we
Just
want
enjoy it.
to, yeah, we want, yeah, I'm going to try to enjoy it, because like to be honest, if people know me, people know that I'm not a big fan of 7. Originally, the original fan of 7. Shut up, Smitty. But so I'm definitely gonna have time to try this one out and just mess around with it. But we are probably we are thinking about maybe just doing a review of this at a later date. So if you definitely are interested, let us know if you want us to. If not, then we'll move on. We'll be talking about other stuff. I know there's always something to talk about in gaming, as well as this episode. So we will definitely be doing a lot more. And by the way, just also, we have 47 out of 50 followers. We are so close to getting that affiliate status.
Yay.
So if you could do us a favor, give us a follow on the CFG Gamecast, hit us up to 50, just like what Rosie just did. What's going on? That we'll definitely really appreciate it. So, definitely. But let's get right back into it. We are going to get into the topics. Each of us chooses a topic of discussion within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be about a specific game or something that happened in the gaming industry. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listener or the viewer, to be a part of the conversation. So if you have something to say, just say it inside the stream chat. Our live moderator, Faye. What's going on, Faye?
What's up?
Hey, Faye.
I'm here.
You're there. Yes. She's going to be there. She's going to be moderating and let us know if there's anything cool that we should add to be a part of the topic. So she's always there. She's always listening, just as us. So let us get into it. I will start it off first, to amongst other people's beliefs that I don't start first most of the time. I'm going to break that right now again. But I'm going to be talking about the major announcement that PlayStation released today, this week, on their website, PlayStation.blog. It was the showing of the DualSense, the new wireless gaming controller of the PlayStation 5. Okay, so the look of the controller looks all right. I mean, it doesn't look like the traditional PlayStation analog DualShock, the DualShock design as of past, and slowly 4 has kind of been morphing out of away from that.
Why are those buttons so flash?
Yeah, I guess the real question is, like, just by the first impression, since I haven't had a personal look of it itself, is like it feels like it's more kind of archy, kind of like a bulbous kind of feel, kind of like how the original hamburger I call it the hamburger, but the big controller for the Xbox, I forgot what it was called. But anyways, the Duke. So how the Duke looked like. But the one thing it kind of throws me off of are the shoulder buttons. Because those things are like unless they're like a groove, an indented groove, that feels like it will be kind of clicky to me. But it looks cool. I will definitely say. But it kind of I'm kind of 50-50 on it just by the first impression of the look of it. But like I just kind of wanted to know what y'all's thoughts were on this, especially I guess. And the other thing I kind of wanted to add in on this is like, why would they just release this like randomly in the middle of the climate? Like we've seen the Series X, like we've known the Series X has been coming in since the Game Awards when they announced and they showed how it's going to look. And then throughout that time, they've been slowly releasing the specs. They were doing these small things. They've been doing all of these different kinds of deals to kind of inform the public about this is what they're doing for the next gen system. This is what their plans are on how they're going to be rolling it out. And then Phil Spencer's been doing a really great job kind of, leading the narrative of what the next gen system is going to be for Microsoft. But PlayStation, man, it's just like I don't know, like what are they doing? Like what is it that they're doing? Like when I first saw this, I thought this was fake because I was like, oh, they just said a PlayStation 5 controller. It's like they just threw it, and I was like, did they just throw a PlayStation 5 controller into the mass online without letting people know what they're doing or like just giving some sort of level of heads up there or anything like that? It's like no, they just released it and that was it. No control, nothing about the system besides what we know about GDC, anything about this. But like all we see is the picture of a controller saying, oh, 5 is being made and stuff like that. So anyways, like what are y'all's thoughts about this controller, and like what do you think about the way that Sony's trying to is starting to implement announce their next gen system?
I'll let Smitty go first because I know what his response to what I'm gonna say is gonna be.
No, all right. So for me, it's very much, like I just, as long as it feels good, I don't really care what it looks like, I guess. I thought it was funny. Dust said that, that it looks like something like Captain America wore in Endgame, and then there was a comparison on video just now of those two. It totally, like, there was this meme I saw where it was Goku and Vegeta fusion, but it was a PlayStation controller and an Xbox controller, and literally that's what it looks like. The two just kind of fused together. So that's interesting. The only thing that, like, as far as the design, it looks like the button inrests aren't as out as the PlayStation 4, which that could be problematic. It looks kind of flush with the
almost flush.
Yeah. So like that for me, like feel wise, I need a little more button to it. I feel, but I mean, for me, it's all about how it's gonna play out, how it's gonna feel in my hands and whatnot. I know that they said something about an on-camera, or not on camera, but an onboard microphone, I think, in the controller, I believe, or something like that. Which I'm not, I'm not sure what that's all about. As far as when they released it, how they released it, I felt like they just needed some sort of something good, press wise, because they were getting their butts kicked by Xbox. Yeah. Let's be real about it.
Okay, but like, come on, dude, like. You can't just release a controller and just say that they're catching up on the collection. We don't know anything about the system. We don't. Right. Like we don't know. We have there's no information about, like, and then that's Sony's fault on it. But like I just I'm kind of annoyed that they like no, I mean, and the control, like I said, the control looks good to me. I mean I think it's pretty sleek, but that means nothing if you're not going to tell us anything about what is y'all's plan on this, like at all. I mean, I was kind of like, wow, I was kind of set back when I saw that this controller was announced. There's a side view of it that shows the back side of the controller, which is actually what I'm seeing right now.
Because I want to see, like, so your thumb grippies where that's your toggles. Are those look even flush, or am I wrong in that?
It's hard to tell, but they do.
It looks.
Everything
looks. Can't tell.
It looks like a way. Let me see if I can get a picture of it. Like, I'm gonna just put it inside the Discord chat that we're talking on.
Okay.
This is the side. This is the side shot that I'm seeing.
Oh, okay.
So it looks.
So they are high. Okay.
That looks much better.
Yeah, because it looks like it. Yeah, you're right. It looks like they're just like kind of pokey out. But
whoops.
I mean.
So here's my thoughts from a person who has teeny tiny hands. And I also suffer from arthritis. I've slowly moved away from playing controller based games because of my hands hurting so
Mm-hmm.
badly. Even PC, if I'm having to constantly hit control with my pinky, after a while, like the whole side of my hand feels like it's on fire. Um, my PS4 controller, if I have to tell between the reason I never got an Xbox is because the controllers hurt my hands. So in high school, I played LAN Party Halo with my friends. We would all be in different rooms, multiple systems, multiple controllers. I had my own Xbox controller that I bought, and then I would play with my friends on their machines. I could play like a good 5 hours, and then I would slowly just start to like my gameplay was terrible because it hurt so bad. This feels bulkier, which I don't know if that would help with any my situation, but also from a person with small hands. Like when I never played Mercy on Overwatch. I played with a like a kind of like a nonchalant but competitive team with Smitty for a long time, and I could never play Mercy as healer because you have your thumbs here, and then you're having to use both your L2, L1, L2, R2, R1, R2, right? And so it's almost like you're a crab. My hand doesn't fit that far around. And so I couldn't do that plus hit other buttons as well. And so we had someone that was a Mercy main and she was fantastic, but
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it, even with the PlayStation being the more comfortable controller. Now, the newer Xbox controllers are slimmer and more rounded at the top, but they're heavy, and it's not a comfortable fit.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it doesn't look terrible. It kind of looks like an Xbox controller. The buttons look way too flush. I don't understand that part, but I would have to feel it because
Yeah, I think
PlayStation
it's going
controllers
to come
do
to
have a
they have
little
to
bit of
feel.
a weight to them. They
Mm-hmm.
do have something in them to give them a little bit of a weight. Because if you don't, then you're really gripping. You can grip harder onto something because you feel like you're gonna drop it. I would have to just have it in my hands. It looks huge though.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll definitely have to see how big that's going to be. But yeah, it does look more bulkier than what a normal one usually
Yeah,
does. But
like the
uh,
thickness on the sides is
yeah,
real
I will
big.
say this though, because Retro did say something that PlayStation's a
Doesn't help
hardware
with a
hard
retard.
yeah, PlayStation's a hardware company versus Microsoft is a software company. So I feel that Sony has the long game. You know what? Even in that aspect, I think that like the fact that even if Microsoft is a software company, but Microsoft is a software company that's showing their hardware by 8 months ahead of what Sony's been doing, what Sony's been doing, it's they're ahead of the narrative. They're ahead of their hardware based stuff, and technically, like and then like we've been preaching all the time about this thing about like we don't care about the specs overall because like you remember teraflops, all that stuff. That means jack crap to us because like we don't know what that means.
No,
All that matters is basically is the reason why you would buy the console system. Technically, I feel that Microsoft kind of antiquated themselves, and when they decided to say, "Hey, all our games are going to be also available on PC," which obviously, out of
screwed
all of the
yourself.
systems out there, PC Master Race is probably the best one. It's the biggest one because it's the best one. But like overall, like the reason why you would want to get a console for PlayStation is because of their first party strength, just like how the first party strength for Nintendo is very powerful too. That's why you would get to switch to play certain games,
Absolutely.
and certain kinds of things. So like, but so if anything, Microsoft doesn't need to do this push as much as what Sony needs to. But
Yeah.
then Sony, where are we at? We're in April now, and then the game system's supposed to come out in October/November. Who knows? That's what we're estimating.
But now
Overall,
game production has been messed up because of Corona.
well,
So
they're saying that
they're
it's on
already done.
time. No, they're
Oh,
saying
okay.
they're on time. So we'll not we until they say otherwise. I mean, I'm still going to assume it's coming out this year. But overall, like I'm just saying that like the system, the way that they've been showing this stuff off, these tidbits of what this next gen is going to be, like the level of teaser, I feel like it kind of I mean, I don't think it's going to hurt Sony, but it's really frustrating to kind of be like, I can't believe I see this controller of the PS4 and or PS5 and then and be hyped about it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's where my real talk is going to be, you know. So like yeah, so like I mean, like it's
It's like
cool.
they're
That,
feeding
okay, so it's cool.
crumbs. They're feeding crumbs out, and it's like, what are you
Yeah.
like? What? I don't know. It's a weird. I just
It
feel like it's a
feels
weird
forced.
strategy. Like I feel like marketing wise, it's just not. I don't know what they're. I mean, maybe I can't see the bigger picture, but it doesn't seem to be having as big of an impact as they think it is, or they thought it was going to be. And I feel like they need to pivot from what they're doing to something that's going to be a little more aggressive. If they're looking to
being,
you know,
because like you and I are probably going to get the system, try to get the system on day one if possible.
Absolutely, I will.
If anything, we already know we're going to be sold on this, but like I'm just saying that, like, yeah, you're totally right, because these small bread and crumbs, I feel like it's not even the frustration of me saying I can't wait till the system comes out, because it's not. That's definitely not the case. I just don't like the fact that they are definitely, the way that they're just doing this doesn't seem like. Seems very, very not Sony. I would say, that's what I think that's basically the best way it kind of goes with. And as for the controller itself, if they do different colors, I don't like white. I don't like white on anything as for a controller, because I feel like, your hands, dirt, just natural dirt and all that grime dirty. And all that looks disgusting. So like I kind of like darker colors. So hopefully
I'm a red controller kind of gal.
Yeah, red.
And coming from somebody who like plays PC and I use my mouse and keyboard on like half the people I know, a part of me wants to get the PlayStation 5 just because there's gonna be some freaking game that I just can't live without, and I'm gonna be kicking myself. But also at the same time, I love playing mouse and keyboard so much more than a controller. And
who's to stop? Because I mean, you can still connect a mouse and keyboard to the PS5 or PS4. Yeah. You can still do that.
There's a little bit of lag.
Oh, there is. Wireless,
depending on the game. No.
Retro makes a good point though, in that Sony in the long run will end up winning, and it will be because of the proprietary things that they have and their exclusives that you just can't play. However,
it's smart marketing.
Well, that's what the strength of getting a system for. It's like the reason why you're getting the system is because of that. Right. That's just I mean, Nintendo basically is
it's marketing 101.
Is the best benefactor of it, because but there's a balance, the level of balance between it between first party proprietary stuff as well as third party stuff. But I mean, because for me, when Sony Microsoft Series X is coming out, I'm like, I got a computer, I don't need it immediately. I don't need it. Right. He's like, what's the point of me even getting it,
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
100%.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just and even right now, even theoretically, let's say theoretically that the system wasn't going to do, the games were going to come out on PC. There was absolutely nothing that came out on PS1. Xbox One. That made me want to say, oh, I'm missing out on buying an Xbox One. Because Gears 5, Halo, and Crackdown.
That's like this. It's gonna be like exactly like what happened last time. It's like everyone's gonna buy more Xboxes at the start, but then there's no console exclusives that make you have to buy an Xbox, especially now with the Game Pass.
Yeah. Oh, big time. Yeah. Like I said, they've really antiquated themselves on this. But I mean, we'll see how it. We'll definitely see how it goes, though. I mean, from it. But yeah, so there we go. So PS5 control looks all right. Definitely, obviously, we're gonna have to put hands on before we could actually have a real good decision on it. But just first looks of it, it's okay. Give us more information. That's all I care about.
Yeah, I was say more importantly, why are you dropping a controller? Tell me what exclusive games you're gonna have. Tell me the things that I want. Don't give me these breadcrumbs of things. I can't even touch it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, look at our
it's
new
like
controller.
Panic marketing.
Oh,
it's weird.
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
exactly
weird. It's such a weird strategy. It really is. And
so
I think,
odd to me. Yeah.
I think they're trying to play catch up and trying to. I think they underestimated what Xbox was doing. And this is, they're scrambling around trying to, they need to, basically, I feel like they need to re-strategize whatever their original plan was, because I think they're still sticking to it, but those are, the circumstances and the times have changed what's going on, and they need to be able to change with that, change their strategy, and get something that's going to be a lot more effective, in my opinion.
Yeah, because Oh, I'm sorry. Go for it, Lex.
I feel like here's my thoughts. I've for the last couple years I've always felt like people who play console who are like, oh no, I don't play PC. It's like, but you are using a PC. It's just a lazy version of it. They do your updates for you. They do all of that. You don't have to just sit there and like update your graphics card and then check for Windows updates and then do this and then do that. You know what I mean? Like you're basically playing on a computer. It's just a lazy version of it. And I feel like people who still kind of stray away from PC are almost a little scared of it. And like, I feel like, look, if you're gonna spend that type of money, why aren't you just getting yourself a PC? That's just
No, I mean, it's
on
always
the
subjective.
Xbox, not the PlayStation. Though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's all subjective. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, PC, like I said, like originally, like for me, I was a hardcore console gamer. I still play a lot of console games, but then I think it was Mass Effect 2 really kind of got me switched over to PC, because when I played it on PC and I was like, oh my god, the graphics on this is amazing and everything. So like I got sold to play certain games on PC. There's still games I still play on console, like RPGs are all mostly on console for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, but okay, but anyways, we'll go on since we've got 25 minutes in on this. Also retro, no, it's not on you. It's just everyone. This is a good conversation. Retro says, do you like it more than the Stadia controller? You know what, to be honest with you, that's the only good thing the Stadia had. And I mean, I can't really put an opinion because I haven't tried the PS5 in my hand, but the Stadia controller is actually a pretty good controller. Too bad it's everything else is kind of more questionable. And segueing to that, Smitty, what's your topic?
So this gets to me. This gets to me.
Yes.
So I saw. It's funny because actually I had I'll check my bank account and I was like, what the hell is this? This Google subscription, and I remember that they started charging for the Pro, and I was just like, no, dude, I need to eliminate this immediately. So I did. However, they came out saying that they're going to be there it is. They're going to be doing 2 free months of Pro starting, I believe, on the 12th. Free for 2 months. And that basically
that's the Stadia controller.
This
one, yeah, this is the Stadia one, the Stadia controller. But yeah, so you could sign up if there is something, if you wanted to try out Stadia, now is definitely the time to do so. They said that you get to keep your games, the games that are on the Pro version, Destiny 2, Grind, Thumper, and whatever. I mean, here's my thing about Stadia. It just is not impressive at all in what they're doing. It didn't make sense to me. It just seemed like another pointless platform to get games, because like you have to still buy games on there. So there's no, you know what I mean? Like they're not, like you're not getting any, I mean, like other than the Pro, like, oh yeah, you get these games, but I mean, those games already are cheap. You know what I mean? Those games have already gone down in prices and stuff like that. So you're not really getting anything. You're paying them to use a different platform if you have Google or Android things. I don't have Android stuff, so I couldn't play it on my phone. Basically I could only play it on my PC, which if I'm playing it on my PC, why wouldn't I just play the game on my PC?
Well, not anymore. I've heard that Stadia now has now gotten back compatibility on Samsung phones now. So
that does me no good.
Can I ask a stupid
who
question?
Do you have, Apple?
Yeah,
it is.
Apple.
Oh, what's up?
Is the Stadia just that little black circle thing?
That's a Chromecast.
If you want on the PC, if you want to play Stadia on your television, you would need a Chromecast to play it. But if you wanted to play Stadia on your PC, you don't need anything. You just play it. So
I thought, I don't know,
Stadia
man.
It's just
take
so
a look.
annoying.
If you have, I feel like it's worth it if you have a Chromecast, or if you have like an Android phone or a Samsung phone, then yes. You know what I mean? Oh, he said even then, no?
No, I wouldn't even do it, because look at it this way.
If you wanted to check it out, I mean.
Oh, to try it, definitely try it, but I would urge people not to purchase this, like, at all, because like I said, I know that I was the person that was like the one person that said you got to try it before you knock it. I've tried it, and I've tried it for a couple of months, and I gave it a good old college try on it, and no, because like look at it this way, the big thing was this. The thing that kind of got me on it was the idea that you can buy your games online. You don't physically own it. You don't need to load it. You can run it anywhere, anytime on multiple systems and things like that. And even the issues that they had on their opening release, I was looking at the further out vision of it, of like saying, okay, so eventually it will get there, but we can do this. But come, the small things is just what really gets to me. The really biggest problem is that they decided to do their own in-house encoding, which is the reason why why games are more expensive on Stadia than they are on anywhere you find them. Like I mean, like, why would you want to pay $25 for this same game that you can get for $19 to $14 and stuff like that? So like there's no justification for that. And what even makes it just basically sell doesn't allow me to sell Stadia out for anybody else. Doom Eternal was supposed to be a game that was supposed to come out the same time as all of them. It's nowhere to be seen on Stadia, like, at all. So that means that there's an issue with whatever the issues is. So basically what you're saying with what Stadia is saying is, we got Doom eventually, but we got Borderlands 3, but eventually, because Borderlands 3 had to wait 3 months before they came in, and when it came in, it wasn't the updated version. It was the version came out 2 months. The patch came out 2 months prior to it. So what Stadia is saying is that Stadia will eventually get these games, but they may not be up to date. They may not be correlated to, and then basically you won't have. I mean, like, who's gonna play with other Stadia members? It's like, hell no. No one's gonna say this to you on that. So no, I can consciously tell people never to buy this product until they get this. I mean, I don't think this is gonna last. I really don't. And it's a shame. I don't want it to fail. I really don't want it to fail. But it's just like, the product is not there. It is definitely not there. there to give to anybody. And I'm listening, and it's funny because every time I get an email from the PR groups from these people, and I'm just like, shaking my head. It's like, hey, look at this month's free game, Farming Simulator 8 to 2019 and something, and Thumper. It's like, Thumper, you mean the one game that plays on everything? That's been out forever? It's like, no, I'm sorry. No. So nope.
It's bad.
Stadia.
Yeah, no, and I called it originally, dude. It was just how everything about it was bad. I still feel like GeForce Now is a better product than what Stadia is. GeForce Now is obviously having their own issues with developers pulling out because they never actually
made contracts.
Yeah, there was no contract. It's definitely a money thing as far as with that. But I feel like GeForce Now is closer to that cloud gaming solution that will eventually become, I think, the norm. But Stadia, yeah, dude. Stadia it was like, I don't know. It's real weird. And I always was like, from the beginning, I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. Why would I pay to play this on things that I don't, I guess if you're all in on Google, yeah, I could maybe, but I mean, even then, dude, like, no, everything's more expensive. Their list of games are terrible. It was a product that this should be in, like, technically this is in, like, basically open beta, and they're having people pay for this open beta, and it's just, I don't know, there just seems like there's no direction for them. They just kind of, it's like, I don't know. It just didn't make sense for them to, like, they felt like, I don't know why they released this. It was not ready to be in the public.
I am sorry, though. I will say, I'll make a correction on what I said earlier. They do actually have Doom. They do have Doom Eternal on here, my mistake. So that's good.
How much more is it?
You liar.
It's the same price. It's It's 50. It's $60 still. So now, but which is going to beg the question if it will reduce down in price the same way accordingly to what other people are. But we'll see how that goes. Davis had me hooked in until the episode where he talked about it, and then I was like, well, there goes that. Yeah. So yeah, it's okay. Like Smitty was saying, okay, this don't take our word for it. All right. Like, don't take my, if anybody,
But
But
don't.
yeah, but don't. But no, but seriously though, like try Stadia out. It's free. You have nothing to lose. You have
Right.
literally have nothing to lose on it at this point, and you'll see what I mean. See what I mean. It may be for you though. I mean, like I really don't want to be the opinion maker on the push, on the push for it. Because like I said, I want this to succeed. I would love because like the best outcome is that this is a third choice, which will give us more competition between gaming manufacturers, and then when that happens, mostly everybody wins. So like so this is I really wanted to launch off, but it's definitely not where I thought it was going to be. When I went to GDC and then they did the announcement and stuff and hyped this all up and everything, we're like, oh cool, but like we have tons of questions, but y'all did the poor job on relaying that information before it came out, you know. So yeah.
Don't tell him, Retro. Don't you tell him that. You stop that now.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
So,
I can't wait. Yeah.
well, yeah, we know that 2.0 is probably going to come out on the next gen system. That's how that happens. So
It's
we'll
terrible.
definitely. I mean, was there a game that you even tried? Like, you know, I did. You know what? I
Destiny
did buy
2.
one game. Yeah. Oh, I didn't play Destiny, but
I did a little
did
bit
buy
of
one.
Destiny.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I actually bought one game on Stadia, which was Darksiders Genesis, and that's fine because that's a game that I don't care about. Actually, I might.
I mean, you
I-
still
I
have the
might,
free version. There's still the free version.
Yeah, yeah.
For
But I
2.
just can't play. You just can't play 4K. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, and that's fine. I mean, for the most part. So like, it's all
Yeah.
good at that point. But the I did like someone tell me I should try to get maybe do Doom on it, and I'm like, no, I want Doom on a PC. It's no way I'm gonna get Doom on a
Yeah.
on console for that. So who knows? But the biggest thing is like, yeah, I mean, you have nothing to lose. Just try Stadia. See what are the free games this month, anyways. Smitty, do you know?
It was I want to say it was Thumper. Wait, hold on. I don't know what this month. It says offer includes Destiny 2, Grind, Thumper, and some other games. I know there's a Tomb Raider that was on there as well.
Yeah. But yeah, two different Tomb Raiders, I believe.
I'll play that on my Game Boy Color. Thank you, though.
Tomb Raider?
Yeah, I have it on my Game Boy Color.
Really?
That sounds
Tomb Raider
terrible.
was a. I didn't, yeah. Well,
That
no.
sounds
Well, I didn't know
terrible.
that. I didn't even realize that Tomb Raider was on Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, pretty sure it is. It's one of those kind of weird games. It's going to be on all different kinds of platform systems.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But that's cool. All right, that's cool. Well, that's
But
good.
yeah, check it out.
Well,
Check it out.
Stadia fun.
Got nothing to lose. Got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
check
nothing
out
to lose.
Very true.
GeForce Now.
Go Force.
I know.
Go Force.
Go check out Gogurt.
Go.
real quick.
The frozen kind.
Okay. All right. Lex, what are you bringing to the table?
Well, so okay, let's start. Everyone's going crazy over Valorant, right? People are watching streams to try to get key drops so that they can play it because it's an open beta.
Well, first off, what's Valorant? Because I don't know what
Closed
you're talking
beta.
about.
So Valorant is a game, and I did send you gameplay of it. So basically, it's like CS:GO meets Overwatch, but the graphics look, when you look at it, it's very. I would say, Faye, would retro be the right word? I don't even know retro because it's very dated. So, and they state on that they did that on purpose, right?
Mhm.
So that the graphics look dated, so that everyone can play it, no matter what the level of your PC. And so here's my thing: I've been very interested to try it out myself, but at the same time, I feel like I'm slowly losing interest. And I follow a lot of other streamers, because here's the thing: if you stream yourself or if you don't, when you take this as a career path, it's always good to see what other people are doing, not to necessarily copy them, but to see what's going on in higher levels, and just it's good for your career path. Anyways, I digress. I follow a partnered streamer. She recently, at the beginning of the year, switched over to Facebook gaming, but her name is Angel XO, and she had been looking for a key for Valorant because I follow her on Twitter. And she'd stated, like, I'm looking for a key for Valorant. She got one, she played it, and then a couple days later, I read this post. Hi guys, I'm retiring from Valorant. First, this game was probably not meant for me from the jump. The core gameplay was not something I found particularly exciting. I'm going to be really real. The graphics, the movements, animations are atrocious. The art direction is uninspired, it feels clunky. I understand what they're going for as far as performance and ability for people to play on low end PCs, but it just feels like this game was made in 1999. I think they sacrificed way too much for performance, and I feel like if the developer was anyone other than Riot, no one would bat an eye at Valorant. Anyway, I don't want to shit on this game too much. I can see the appeal and potential. It's just not for me. Okay, bye. So here's my thing. And this is a person who plays tons of Overwatch. She plays a lot of first person shooters. She's great at games. She's fantastic. She's just an overall beautiful person. Okay. Love her to death. So when I read that, I was intrigued because all of these reviews that I'm reading are just, it's great. It's this, it's that, it's CSGO, but not. And I kept thinking, like, finally, like, I'm getting a real review. And again, not every game's going to be for every person, but even Faye and I kind of talked about it earlier. Like when I saw this, I was just like, what? I'm not excited about the game as much as everyone else seems to be. Like, what am I missing here? Because I played Counter-Strike, you know what I mean? It's like I played Rainbow Six Siege. I play tons of Overwatch and I love Overwatch, and supposedly there's healers in this game that are great. So why am I not feeling the vibe? And I read an article right after that was kind of blowing smoke up Valorant's bootay, so to speak. And they kept going back to the fact, like, you know, after a weekend of Valorant, it finally clicked for me. And this is why. And they had a really good round. And they go through and they say, like, how the round worked with the characters they were using. It's the bones of CSGO, but with a lot of magical assists wrapped around them. There's no universal equipment that anyone can buy, so your role is limited by your agent's abilities. All of these agents I could see being in CSGO. And it keeps going back to that. Like, all the agents feel tailor-made to fill roles in CSGO. This feels like Overwatch. And it's just, you know, and they even talk about, like, how the gameplay is really clunky. And it's just, I don't know. And, I liked that Angel brought up, like, a real review. Because here's the thing. Not every game's going to be for everyone. I might hate something, but you might love it. And it was really intriguing to me because that was the first real review. And now I'm slowly starting to see reviews that are starting to emulate that a little more.
Is she not like, so is she the only one that's really kind of been the most outspoken on this game? Or
from what I've seen, yeah.
Yeah, I'm simultaneously listening to the video that Retro listened to or mentioned right now.
Yeah.
About
the closest Twitch view botting. Really?
So
you know, it's funny that you say that. I have a buddy that's playing it. His numbers have gone from, like, in the 20s to, like, 2 when he's playing Valorant.
Oh wow.
Oh, because everybody's trying to get them drops.
And
if your stream is not a stream that has drops, then
they're not gonna be there. So what's the point? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow.
But I know a bunch of people that have keys and they're like, yeah, I'm just not playing it. And it's like, why? And they're like, I played it a little bit. It's like,
so
well,
are they paying people to do this though? Like, I mean,
hell
are they just like,
yeah. People are getting paid big time. This is all sponsorship
paid
talk,
reviews.
Dude. Yeah, that's basically what it is.
You're reading paid reviews.
Yeah.
And it's not just shit on Riot, but it's like, why are you sacrificing so much for performance, yet it's clunky, it's not working out? Like, clearly there are still things that need to be fixed.
One of the biggest things I noticed with the clip that we showed is the lighting looks flat.
This looks like
there's not a lot of shadow.
It doesn't even look like there was a lot of collision issue. But then again, like, and what sucks is that, like what we were saying before, this is still it's not officially out.
Beta.
Right?
This is a closed beta, so
yeah,
we don't know what finalized graphics are going to look like and stuff like that. Like, I
don't really count it against them quite yet. But the problem is that my problem is that this is through Riot Studios, because like Riot Studios have a following of they've only made one game. That one
Right.
game was in beta for years, for like 5
Yep.
or 6 years prior to that. So who's to say that this is not going to go the same kind of path though, at all? So like, so they could easily say, oh, the game is not ready yet. But then like you're trying to invest people's time in on this game as much as what you did with League of Legends, and then trying to build up the community until you are officially ready when this game is officially done. Yeah, I'm not on board with that. And and it seems like, yeah, you're right. It felt kind of clunky on the fact in general, like movement wise, felt very stiff and blocky, if that makes sense at all. So, but to say, well, I mean, I've always I like it when people are real
Yeah,
when it comes to
absolutely.
their own opinion. So when someone comes out like that, especially if it's a big streamer, I mean, she's fairly big, right?
She's partnered. Yeah, she
Oh
was
yeah,
partnered
so
on Twitch, and then I don't know how that works with Facebook gaming. I know at the beginning of the year she moved over.
uh
But I mean, she's got like thousands of
and,
people watching her on Facebook, and she is a first-person shooter game player, and
mhm.
it's interesting, because like I go back and I read these reviews, and then I look at their Twitch streams. I'm like, wait a minute, because all of these Twitch streamers are sponsored, they're partnered, so why is there nothing on there stating that it's an ad? Because that's what it is. When you are paying someone to play and write you a good review for money, that is considered an ad. And
See,
so
but it's
now it's kind
weird.
of going into like this weird, okay, so do they, like Retro said, do they have contracts with Twitch to get certain partners to play it, to write certain articles? Because a lot of these articles that I'm reading are from the Twitch partners who are playing it.
I think it's a little extreme because because the way I've always looked at it is that because like I said, I run the website, shameless plug, confreaksandgeeks.com. We basically do we do tons of gaming reviews. We don't get not, about 95%, 95 to maybe 100 to 97% of that is given to us by the developers and stuff like that. But they're not expecting us to be feel like a level of
Oh,
obligation
absolutely.
of saying, hey, this game, oh, because they gave us this game, we can do nice reviews. I feel that they feel like could it possibly mean, I mean, I don't know what's in the mind of a streamer because I'm not a partner streamer, but is it just the mind of saying that since they got this game and they got paid for it, that they could say whatever that they are feeling obligated, they have to agree on that they like the game or not? Because I mean, it feels kind of weird that they would feel that way. I
Well,
mean, if
I
it's a
can
crappy
tell
game, it's a
you.
crappy game, you know.
Hi, General. I can tell you through experience of seeing
General.
like marketing in the background. So for like a lot of like makeup companies, they will send you like promo products, right? Something that's going to be released. They want you to try it in the hopes that maybe you will, and maybe it'll be on a video on YouTube, so on and so forth. But there are companies who will reach out to big like beauty gurus and say, "We'll send you all of this plus more if you give us a good review," right? So why couldn't that happen in the gaming community? Because it just seems so weird that all these reviews I'm reading and it's just blowing smoke, and they keep comparing it to CS:GO and to other games, but it's the bones of this and this and this.
I mean, the
Okay, but
stages look very reminiscent to CS:GO. I will say that,
yeah,
and that's what
it's
makes me kind of not want to want to play this game is because of
Yeah.
that.
I
Well,
like Counter Strike, but that's
I like-
My
that's just
opinion-
me.
Yeah,
My
I like.
opinion on this thing with the botting is that it seems more like not Riot but Tennyson trying to get more investors, which is also mentioned in that video. Yeah,
be true,
the parent
yeah.
company, because you have people opening multiple streams themselves to essentially view bot it in order to get a key.
Yeah.
You've got actual bots in there being made to get keys, and so it's showing all of this fake hype for it. And
There's
like
two
Right.
folds.
they've
There's two
done this
folds of this.
intentionally.
Now there's two folds of this. First off, it's the fold of like the mask of like claiming that this game is like, you know, the bee's knees, and then the second one is the fact that
clunky.
they're trying to push this popularity by possible view botting. What sucks is that, I mean, even though it looks apparent, you can't 100% blame them saying that it is. view botting. That's what sucks about it, about view botting itself. So man, I don't know, like like if this gives me a lot of red flags to even try or even mess with. I did ask I did send out a key on your behalf, Lex, to see what they'll say.
I'll play
But,
it. I'm intrigued.
But we'll
I'm not.
see how it is. But I don't
I'm
know.
not saying I
I'm not
won't.
putting
But
it all in.
Smitty,
Yeah,
what
but
were you gonna say, buddy? You had something.
Yeah.
You seemed
Yeah,
very
sorry, I kind
upset
of
for a
cut it in
second
for a
there.
moment there. Sorry.
No, you're good. So yeah, for me, like again, this all boils down to if I enjoy these types of games, and I mean, I played CS back in the day, but I'm not the biggest fan of these slower types. I've never been one to do like search and destroy. You get one life, you know what I mean? You have these objectives. I don't know. I don't like or CS:GO or not CS:GO, but Rainbow Siege.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, it's just a little slower paced. Again, this is one that, like, yeah, absolutely, I would try it just to see how it feels. Because, like, again, I don't feel like I can make an accurate assessment without just playing it. But I understand, yeah, like with the view botting
so
stuff.
slow.
It's no, it's super slow. Like I
Something
need,
sketchy about it.
yeah. Well, I mean, again, we know that this is going to be free to play. You know what I mean? When it does, people are going to be able to play it. I thought marketing wise, they're smart what they're doing, getting people to go into other people's streams to try to get keys, and you know what I mean. I don't know how that like payout wise goes and whatnot, but I'm sure somebody's getting paid something. You know what I mean, to facilitate that.
I just had a light bulb.
But this game, yeah, I mean, again, I don't see the hype behind it really myself personally. It just seems like an average game. Graphically, I could see where people are, you know, it's like not impressive. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and I get it. They want to make this available to as many people as they can. They're gonna follow the same blueprint that they did with League of Legends. You know what I'm saying, or know what I'm saying? So that everybody has access. There's gonna be microtransactions, and that's where they're gonna look to I mean, monetize.
I totally agree with you there too on the fact that you're totally right. Like I wouldn't want to like judge it unless we try it out. Maybe the questionable practices are stuff that's happening around it. You can easily judge that, but like the game itself, you can't really judge a game, especially when it's in beta. I will say, unfortunately, like I'm just kind of like the only thing I can fall back onto it is the previous track record of Riot, and then it gives me little to like no satisfaction that this game is nowhere near being ready to be released. So it's all good. That's just a cat. But still,
sorry, I don't know how to try.
Yeah, so the whole thing, so I mean it's like, but the biggest thing is like when someone is like, I think one thing I will say though is that when someone, especially when an influencer is playing this game, and it's very important that they're straightforward with the community towards it, because like you don't want to hype a game up toward if it's good or if it's total crap, and then come to find out. So I mean, I think it's very beneficial that there are two different sides of the spectrum. You're right. No, not everyone is going to like the game. What's her name didn't like the game, and she basically gave her reasons, and then it's like, and it might be valid, might be invalid, who knows, but like it's still subjective on what she thought, what her personal beliefs are towards it. But like to say that if everyone else is saying that this game is great, is good, any big ones, it's like, can you really trust what they're saying? I guess that's where it comes into. So like so
but they have those huge communities. I mean, look at it though. But it was completely effective, I feel, because you got these. I mean, they have huge communities. I've been in these streams because I'm trying to get a key, and and you've got all kinds of people like subbing just so that they can talk, because like most of them, what I've seen, have been in subscriber only mode. So they're still, you know what I mean. They're able to monetize, and they are monetizing. So I don't know that they, necessarily are getting paid directly, but they basically said, hey, we're going to give you guys a key to play this, however you see fit to play it, and we'll enable drops and then blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Again, I thought it was effective, because now you have these huge communities, because they've been hundreds of thousands. I've been in there, and hundreds of thousands of people watching, and trying to get these keys and stuff like that. It has gotten the hype so huge. I think this will end up dying out. like so many other things. This is just that hot, buzzy, like, oh, this is the new thing going on. Everybody's, and all the streamers and everybody like, I need to have this. And like, people are acting the fool. They're talking about buying keys from people so that they can play.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Like this game does not do that for me. Yeah, at
Well,
all.
here's a side note. So she wrote a thing about why she was retiring the game. She's never done that about any other game. You know what I mean? Which begs more questions and less answers. And in the comments, people are like, "Oh, I'm really sad. You were so great at it." And she's like, "Sorry, but like, what was the reasoning that you had to make a statement?" I feel like there's more to this story that we don't know, and I can't assume
I
things.
don't know. Like,
And I can't say allegedly, but like it just seems like like some things seem a little sketchy. You know what I'm saying?
Just by the outside looks, but yeah, but like you said, we shouldn't really like object, like,
Right. I'm not gonna suggest
classify
anything
it until we try it out. Yeah, itself. Yeah, because like I'm looking at it on Twitch right now, and man, Valorant has 1.3 million followers, 695,000 viewers. That's insane. What
for Angel?
No, for Valorant?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Valorant itself in the game, that's crazy. Like, because
Yeah.
like
But a
you'd
lot
be
of them
not.
aren't actual people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
like that screenshot I showed you.
yeah,
So-
it's nice to say that it's like, I mean, like, to like just chatting is usually number one on Twitch, which is usually around 150 to 175,000 on an average day. So like to say that the thing is blasting that sixfold is a little weird. So yeah, I don't know. That is a little bit weird on it. So who knows, man? It's a question. It's a question to be asked. I hope we get a key so we can get your take on it,
Yeah.
Lex. So we'll see.
There was
I'll
something
pew-pew
else in
people.
that video
Uh-huh.
that was also mentioned, which again just shows a huge problem in the way they're giving these keys out anyway.
Yeah.
Is people were putting in their stream title that you can get keys from their stream when they weren't like key drop enabled.
So all the clicks,
So
So
they
they
were
can actually get
just
it.
lying.
all
Yeah,
the
of
And
views.
people were
course.
going to these streams trying to get the keys, and they weren't ever going to get them.
Yeah.
Pretty much, essentially. All right. Well, that's cool. That's interesting. All right. Well, Lex, what do you have planned for the rest of this week?
I-
Oh.
Good question. Good question, Davies. Don't know. No, I think tomorrow I'm gonna play a little play. Can't do that. I'm gonna bust out my sewing machine. We're gonna do a arts and crafts stream on the freaking weekend. Surprise Sunday.
Mhm.
I feel like Monday might change up this week. Surprise, surprise. We are doing, of course, Spoopy Tuesday. We've been playing a new game, which is very interesting. And it's called the Blackout Club. And it's live interactive with the voice actors. So
Interesting.
we've been having some fun with that. Not to say that I'm great at it. If you guys see this, I love your game, but you have too many spotlights and I cannot see. Please help. But yeah, no, we've been having a lot of fun with that. And, I haven't played Overwatch in a while, so might play some Overwatch this week if Smitty's down.
Yeah, I'm totally
Also,
down.
we've been playing a lot of Last Oasis. So if I'm not streaming, you see me playing Last Oasis and you want to play, look, I know my clan is cool. I don't know if you're invited. Don't be mad if you can't get in. Just saying. It's not my I'm not the one that does it. It's Adam, and he's a judgy.
Super judgy. NA West 13 is the starting cradle. NA West 13 is the starting cradle. So go into one of our Discords. We've been talking about it. There's a channel and stuff like that too. So
If you attack us, though, you're going down, and I will hurt you and your whole clan. Just know that. Know
all
that.
hail the crab.
Love
hail
it.
Someone
the
like
crab.
rappelled down into Adam the other night. And
They
he was
rappelled down?
He was shaking because there's the sun doesn't move, so there's no like night and day. It's always day. Sometimes there's an eclipse, and I go in there and he's shaking. He's like, I was just attacked, and he was all by himself in the dark and just getting beat on.
Oh,
wow.
They didn't expect him to come out of the door with full armor on though. He killed one and was like, cool. And then the eclipse happened, and then two more rappelled down and tried to
Oh,
get him.
wow.
Yeah. And they beat off, there's like these little extensions that you can fly up onto the ship real fast. And they took those out so he couldn't get up there, but they didn't know there was a third one.
Aha.
It was a whole thing. You
Lucky
shaking.
guy, jeez.
Don't
All
hurt
right,
my
well,
man.
I heard
Smitty's
Blunder's fun.
coming back from your Smitty coming back from your vacation. What do you have planned for this week?
So Thursday we're probably going to do Last Oasis because I want to do some more streaming of that. I'm really enjoying playing it and whatnot as well. Probably during the week I'm gonna grind out Final Fantasy VII, try to knock that out here this week. Like I am attacking that aggressively. I am enjoying it. So.
Are you focused on actually beating it or finishing
Absolutely, yeah. No.
Okay.
I will finish it. I absolutely will finish it.
This is a game he'll finish.
Yeah, not only that,
Okay,
but now I
cool.
feel like I have some time where I can go back. I'm gonna, after that, I need to finish Fallen Order. I'm almost done with that, and then I've got Kakarot that I need to finish as well. So that's kind of my plan as far as single player games. But yeah, we'll be back Thursday. We'll Last Oasis, and then maybe Overwatch on Friday, or maybe something else. I don't know yet.
Question marks?
Yeah.
More Last Oasis.
Yeah, or maybe more Last Oasis. I haven't played Destiny 2 in a while. Division 2's up there. There's all kinds of things to play. So it was a nice break, and I'm looking forward to getting back live and doing things. And then LAN parties, we'll drop that this coming out Wednesday too. So check that out on the socials or whatever, Smitty2447 or where. So yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
What are you up to, Davies?
I am going to I don't have anything planned fully, but I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is I am going to start still be playing some more One Piece because I think I'm going to start doing an anime thing on the weekend. So it's going to be anime gaming on the weekend.
Cosplay?
Not
Cosplay.
I am never cosplay.
Come on, just put away gun.
Make a sub goal and do a One Piece cosplay.
I am not I don't even know what One Piece character I would want to be.
Fred
there's just too
Flintstone.
many of them. Yeah, that's like
Favorite ones.
I'm muting that.
favorite one right there in itself. Yes. Yeah, no, but I'm gonna do probably some One Piece itself. I'm gonna try to finish up because like I was gonna do in Persona. I am gonna try to finish up my Persona 5 playthrough again. I beat the game. I'm doing I'm trying to platinum it, so I might do a stream on it sometime this week. For the most part, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna try to go into Final Fantasy 7 pretty hard too, because like I need to get ready for Legend of Mana the week after. So it's a little busy. It's gonna be a little bit busy for that. So, but that's cool. All right, well that is, guys, episode number 43 of the CFG Gamecast. I hope you enjoyed the episode as always. If you definitely listened, if you definitely liked this episode or any of our other awesome episodes, definitely just be sure to give us a like, a follow, a comment on any of our podcast services on Apple or Google Podcasts. And any other podcast services. We are on everything, and you can always check us out for more great content on our website, confreaksandgeeks.com or thecfg.net down below. So this is Davis Green signing off with Lex and Smitty. Y'all have a great night.